Good morning. Today we are discussing a topic in electrochemistry, molar conductivity. Conductors are substances which allow the passage of electricity through it. There are two types of conductors, metallic conductors and electrolytic conductors. In metallic conductors, the charge carriers are electrons, and in electrolytic conductors, the charge carriers are ions. The conductivity represented by kappa is given by the expression kappa is equal to G into L by A, where kappa is the conductivity, G is the conductance, and L by A is known as the cell constant. And the unit of conductivity is Siemens centimeter raised to minus 1. So, conductivity, the unit is Siemens centimeter raised to minus 1. Then we are moving to the concept of molar conductivity. Molar conductivity is represented by lambda m. Molar conductivity is the conductance offered by an electrolyte of 1 molar concentration which is placed between two electrodes 1 centimeter apart. And lambda m can be calculated using the formula lambda m is equal to 1000 kappa by m, where m is the molarity of the solution. Then we have to discuss how molar conductivity vary with concentration. It can be explained using a graph. When lambda m is plotted against root c, we obtain lines for strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. For a strong electrolyte, we obtain a straight line graph. For a weak electrolyte like acetic acid, we obtain a curved graph. From this graph, it is clear that as dilution increases, molar conductivity increases. That means with increase in dilution, lambda m increases. But the variation is different for a strong electrolyte and a weak electrolyte. The variation of molar conductivity with the increase in dilution is due to the increase in the speed of the ion, whereas in the case of weak electrolyte, it is due to the increase in the number of ions. But in both cases, with increase in dilution, that means with the decrease of concentration, lambda m increases. And the unit of lambda m, molar conductivity, is Siemens centimeter square mole inverse. This is the unit of molar conductivity. Then we are discussing the term limiting molar conductivity represented by lambda m 0. Lambda m 0 is known as the limiting molar conductivity. Limiting molar conductivity is the conductivity of the electrolyte at 0 concentration. That means y-axis. At y-axis, concentration is 0. It is an hypothetical condition, and when the concentration approaches 0, the molar conductivity at that concentration is known as limiting molar conductivity. The limiting molar conductivity of a strong electrolyte like HCl can be calculated by extending the graph and meeting the y-axis. But for a weak electrolyte, we cannot obtain from a graph. It can be calculated on the basis of an important law known as Kohlrausch's law. We will discuss. Then, Debye-Huckel derived a relationship between molar conductivity and limiting molar conductivity of a strong electrolyte, and the equation is known as Debye-Huckel equation, and the equation is lambda m is equal to lambda m0 minus a root c. This is a famous equation, Debye-Huckel equation. Lambda m is equal to lambda m0 minus a root c, where lambda m is the molar conductivity, lambda m0 is the limiting molar conductivity, c is the concentration, and a is a factor depends upon the nature of the electrolyte. Then we are moving to Kohlrausch's law. The limiting molar conductivity of a weak electrolyte cannot be obtained from the graph. It can be calculated on the basis of a very important law known as Kohlrausch's law. The law states that the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte can be represented as the sum of the individual contribution of the anion and cation of the electrolyte. That means the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is the sum of the contribution of the anion and cation. This is the statement of Kohlrausch's law. For example, the lambda m0 of NaCl is equal to lambda 0 of Na plus lambda 0 of Cl minus. This is Kohlrausch's law applicable to the electrolyte sodium chloride. Similarly, lambda m0 of BaCl2 can be written as lambda 0 of Ba2 plus 2 into lambda 0 of Cl minus, because BaCl2 on ionization produces Ba2 plus and 2Cl minus. So, we have to multiply the contribution of Cl minus with 2. And two important applications of Kohlrausch's law is that we can calculate the limiting molar conductivity of a weak electrolyte. That is the first one. The second one is we can calculate the degree of dissociation or degree of ionization alpha by the formula lambda m by lambda m0, where alpha is the degree of ionization, lambda m is the molar conductivity, and lambda m0 is the limiting molar conductivity. So, these are the two applications of Kohlrausch's law. First one, we can calculate the limiting molar conductivity of a weak electrolyte. Second one, we can calculate the degree of dissociation using the formula alpha is equal to lambda m by lambda m0. By knowing alpha, we can calculate ionization constant of an acid or a base using the formula C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. So, problems based on these two equations is very important. This is an application of Kohlrausch's law. The limiting molar conductivity of sodium chloride, HCl and sodium acetate are given. You have to calculate the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid. So, the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid is lambda m0 of CH3COO minus plus lambda m0 of H plus. So, by knowing the limiting molar conductivity of these three electrolytes, we can easily calculate the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid by this method. And the next question, the conductivity of 0.001028 mole per liter acetic acid is 4.95 into 10 raised to minus 5 Siemens centimeter inverse. That is, concentration is given, conductivity is given. You have to calculate its dissociation constant if the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid is 390.5. So, we have to calculate Ka. First, we have to calculate lambda m using the formula 1000 kappa by m. Using that formula, we obtain lambda m. Then alpha is equal to lambda m by lambda m0. Lambda m0 is given. So, we can calculate alpha. Ka, what is the expression for Ka? C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. Then we can easily calculate the ionization constant of acetic acid. These two problems are very important. So, today we discussed the concept of molar conductivity. Have a nice day. Thank you.